Do you have to restart? Like you like when you start and when you end differently than when you start, and then you have to restart like your position again and redo that. And that's kind of confusing.
Yeah, and that in and of itself isn't a bad thing. Like if you know, because and I think I even said like each fermata is kind of an individual thing, but it's the way that you reset. There was just what felt like to me as a lot of kind of extraneous, kind of nervous movement that as a player or a singer I would be just slightly uncomfortable. Not like really uncomfortable, but just my brain would be telling me I'm not quite sure exactly when things are going to happen because she's moving her hands around a lot, right? So, you know, like no sudden movements, you know, like wild animals. Like sometimes that's kind of how you have to think of it. Just know that, you know, sometimes there's 100 people keying in on every movement you make, and so you know you want them all to have a purpose and to be meaningful when you do something. So just try that again, and just see if you can take out some of that extraneous movement, and if you do need to reset, just do it in a more flowing way. Yeah, so in between, that's better. But what's compounding that kind of extraneous movement is what? Double prep.
Yeah.
So both of those you did a double prep.
Okay.
So it's better though. No extraneous movement, and then your very first motion when you go to give your preparatory gesture is down. Again. Yeah, like it's subtle, and it's actually what's making it harder for us to read, kind of, and I'm not going just jumping on it right away, is because it's happening from your elbow. So it's more of like a wind up than a double prep, right? But it's there, and it's an upward motion, which technically tells us to breathe. So like anytime you know if you wind up, I don't even know if I can do this. If I go like this, right? It's just some of us may breathe, and then when you come back down, somebody might play or sing. That's it's just so you're frozen solid. You can't move until you decide to go, and then when you go, down.
Alright.
Good. Yes. Okay, so that was good. There was no double prep. Now the next thing, and you watch your tape from just now, your preparatory gesture is more of a kind of a coming in and picking the sound up this way, which in some cases is fine, but for this exercise, it's not really as much an in gesture as it is a down gesture.
Okay.
Down, like the whole bouncing basketball thing. Boom, boom. Everybody just hold your hands out and say that. Just go say boom, boom, or prep, down. It's just bouncing a ball. Boing, boing, yeah.
So when you're doing the flick, you're leading down with your wrist, but are you like letting your hand kind of flick by itself with the motion?
You don't try to lead from the wrist.
Or are you leading with your fingertips down?
Okay, I get what you're saying, and the answer is you are leading from the wrist. Preparatory gesture goes up, but in order to lead from your wrist, you have to break the plane, right? And so what's happening is your wrist is still going up, but I don't want to get too verbal about it. But your wrist is actually going up first, and you are leading from the wrist like this, right? Pressing into the plane, boom, boom. But the amount that you lead from the wrist is dependent upon the style of the music. If it's really legato, it's going to look like this.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If it's less legato, it's going to be less leading from the wrist, less fingers, and more just a flick of the wrist this way. Right? Or Double prep, less nervous energy.
Alright.
You're doing good.